Hey there! It's me again from my channel, and I am so excited because I get to share with you my very first collaboration with a brand. They are the makers of, well, this is a line of premium cookware designed with you in mind. You know how much thought goes into each and every video. Well, when it comes to developing our own cookware, they spared no detail. From the color, which is inspired by fresh shucked oysters on a New England coast, to the ergonomic handle, which is designed to be comfortable for you, whether you're left or right-handed. This set includes a variety of pots and pans. There are some pieces that we've opted out of intentionally, like the griddle pan. I mean, who really needs that? But it does include a signature piece, which is the 5-quart Dutch oven. Mine came in super handy last week when I made beef stew. And yes, you can use these pots and pans on the stovetop, but if you have an induction cooktop, trust me, the flat bottom works like a charm. And don't worry, it is also oven safe up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. As many of you know, I enjoy recreating recipes from my childhood, and these pots and pans worked extremely well for that. They are high quality and they look beautiful on my stove. So I hope you check them out. Thanks for supporting this video. Now let's get back to the recipe. I grew up on this type of cooking, and sometimes less is more. This recipe is a great example of that. All it takes is chicken, flour, oil, and spices to come together and make something so golden crispy and so juicy. Now, there are times where I will marinate my chicken, and there are times where I just dredge it in seasoned flour and fry it up. This is one of those times. I always keep everything on deck when it comes to seasonings. Salt and black pepper are my thing. But when it comes to this, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and dried thyme always come in handy. If you have fresh herbs, even better. I didn't have any on hand today. A little secret, I actually dipped my toast in hot sauce instead of butter this morning. So all the flavors were really bold in my mouth. That's why I went in heavy on the seasoning. You could definitely tone it down and just do salt and pepper if you wanted to. But I would say overall that this recipe is pretty mild. The only thing that's kind of spicy about it is the cayenne pepper, which I put in the hot sauce that I dipped my French toast in this morning. It's also really important to note that I use a thermometer when it comes to deep frying. Not only does it keep the oil at a consistent temperature, but it also prevents scorching. When the oil gets too hot, the chicken is going to burn on the outside before it's cooked through on the inside. The ideal temperature is between 350 and 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the oil is up to temperature, add the chicken in a single layer. If you crowd the pan, the oil temperature will drop and your chicken will end up soggy. After the first batch is done, you can go ahead and add the remaining chicken. You may need to replenish your oil between batches, or you may not. It just depends on how much oil you used for the first round. Always remember to save your splatters and strain them later. To ensure your chicken stays wall-to-wall medium, you want to let it rest before you cut into it. Today we are making collard greens. I love this one pot wonder. It comes together in under an hour, and it's full of flavor. For this recipe, you'll need collard greens, an onion, garlic, and a smoked turkey leg. Now I'm using a smoked turkey leg today, but if you'd like, you can use ham hocks. Some people prefer the salty, fatty flavor that ham hocks bring to the table. I just don't have any on hand at the moment. So what I'm gonna do is cube up this turkey leg and throw it in the pot with everything else. Now, I was told many moons ago that if you use a whole ham hock or a whole turkey leg, then you need to simmer it afterwards. But I never really understood that. My mom always just threw her meat right into the pot, and we were good. So that's what I do. In my world, if I buy pre-cut ham hocks or turkey legs, then I simmer them first. But if I buy the whole thing and I cut it up myself, then it goes straight into the pot. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. When cooking greens, it's best to use older, tougher cuts of meat, like spare ribs, pork shoulder, ham hocks, turkey legs, or even bacon. These ingredients have more collagen, which helps to tenderize the greens. And speaking of tenderizing, did you know you can actually massage your greens? When massaging greens, you basically take your hands and squeeze out the tough, fibrous center ribs. You usually do this while wearing some sort of glove. You can find instructions online. I've never done it, but I heard some people swear by it. Something else you can do is soak your greens overnight. Personally, I have never done this either, but I have heard that it helps remove some of the bitterness. If you're going to try this, though, make sure you change the water a few times throughout the night. While this recipe is super easy, it is super slow. You want to simmer this for at least 45 minutes, although an hour or even longer is ideal. What you're looking for is for the liquid to reduce by half and for the greens to be tender. Season with black pepper, salt, and a splash of apple cider vinegar or hot sauce towards the end of cooking. I like to take a spoonful and taste it, then adjust my seasonings accordingly. Sometimes I'll add a little bit more salt, other times maybe a little more pepper. Whatever you do, do not discard that liquid. It's going to be so rich, flavorful, and thick that it's going to make the perfect gravy for your fried chicken. This recipe is super easy and it uses everyday ingredients. I also love how versatile cornbread is. You can serve it as a side dish, or you can serve it as a dessert with a pat of butter and a drizzle of honey. Cornbread also pairs well with chili, soup, and stews. For this recipe, I'm using a box mix. And no, I am not above that. In fact, I'm kind of proud of that. I feel like it's one of those things that you should not have to stress about. Use whatever mix you like. I have a recipe for homemade cornbread that I love and that I'll probably post at some point. But today, we're keeping it simple and affordable. You're going to start off by preheating your oven and greasing a cast iron skillet. We're baking this in a skillet today, but you could bake it in a regular old loaf pan. Mix up your batter according to the package instructions, then pour it into the prepared pan. Bake until a wooden toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Remember to adjust your baking time if you're using a different pan. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering, do you have to use a cast iron skillet? And the answer to that is no. You can use any baking pan that you want. I just personally prefer the flavor that cast iron brings to the table. I also feel like the edges get crispy and golden. The reason why I grease this pan is because I want to prevent sticking. It also helps my cornbread brown nicely. If you don't grease it, it's still going to be good, but it's not going to have that same appearance. Again, do not overbeat this. Overbeating the batter develops too much gluten, and that results in tough, dense cornbread. While the cornbread bakes, go ahead and finish up your fried chicken and greens. We're almost there. Get yourself a big platter. You're going to put a few pieces of chicken on the platter, then put a generous helping of collard greens on top of the chicken. Place a nice piece of cornbread on the side. I guarantee that this meal will hit the spot. This is what we eat when we want to treat ourselves, but we're also trying to stick to a budget. This is the epitome of Southern cooking and soul food. It's comforting, it's full of flavor, and it's easy on the pockets. Thanks for watching CooklyEats. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a thumbs up. What's your favorite soul food dish? Let me know in the comment section below.